Hey, good evening, folks, from Minami Park, Michi-no-Eki, near Wakayama. So I left Iwakuni, where we live, in Yamaguchi Prefecture, heading towards Osaka to pick up my wife coming back from a little mini vacation. But it's a Wednesday, she returns on Friday, so what I'm going to do is just bounce around. I left after work, drove for about 3 hours, and we're going to go ahead and stay at this Michi-no-Eki. Well, I said I by myself, and then tomorrow head on over towards Kada Beach, and then probably spend the night around there, and then head on over to the Osaka International Airport to go pick her up and head back home. And again, I'm doing all this in our campervan. As you can see, it is end of June, so it's getting a tad bit hot and humid. If you're going to be doing the campervan, Vanlife, or whatever in Japan, be aware of that. It gets pretty hot and muggy. I do have a portable air conditioner and a portable battery bank, a Jackery 2000 Plus in particular. One of the reasons why I wanted to leave the little couple days ahead is so I can kind of stress test the battery and the solar panels capability that I installed, see how long I could go solar only. However, soon I'll be installing, I believe it'll be a 50 amp DC to DC Renovated charger, so that I can have both going at the same time. And that will probably be tested for sure when we go to a trip to Okinawa end of August. So end of August, we're going to take the ferry from the Sea of Japan side, work our way up all the way to, no, did I say Okinawa? Hokkaido, totally different, Hokkaido. So we're going to work our way up towards the Sea of Japan side, get on the ferry, almost 24 hours, make it all the way up there. And for reference, to include a little, I guess, cabin or room to sleep in, it's about $900 one way. And what we're going to do is we're going to bounce around Hokkaido for maybe almost 2 weeks. Finish it up, we're going to the RV show there in Sapporo, and then head on back home. But at that time is when I really want to test the capability of the solar panel. Two solar panels, two 200-watt Renovated, and then by that time I plan on having the DC to DC charger, and I'll be probably installing that myself here shortly and see how it works. See if we can go from pretty much off the grid throughout Hokkaido and ultimately throughout Japan. But yeah, come along for this little trip, see how things go, and hopefully you learn from some of our tips and tricks. If you are new to our channel, I am a foreigner living and working in Japan. We live in the countryside. About 3 years ago, we purchased an Akiya, a vacant house in the countryside, and renovated it. And if you're interested in that topic, please check out some of my other videos. But now that all that is over with, we enjoy traveling in our campervan, which is a Toyota Hiace. But if you are interested in traveling throughout Japan, well, definitely on the cheap, this is a great option. Staying at a Michi-no-Eki roadside station. Usually there's ample parking. Like this one is a really big place. I think mainly because of the park that's over there. You always have restrooms open 24/7. There are some places that you cannot, so please check. Normally if you just go on Google Maps, check the reviews, or just check it, you'll find out if it's open 24/7 or even the condition. But way over there, that store is where the Michi-no-Eki itself is. I decided to kind of get away from most of these cars. Many of them will probably clear out throughout the night. Many of them will stay, and it's really cool seeing the different kind of camper vans that kind of set up here throughout the night. And then not necessarily camper vans like ours, RVs and little cars and people like in the Prius like that one like that will stay too. All right, let me go ahead and get set up for the night and get some rest. So again, please follow along, see what we come up with here for the next 3 days. I just turned on the air conditioner right now. As you can see, it's 28, a tad bit warm in here. We use the Enor. If you're interested in this particular model, you'll find the information in the description. As you can see, the contraption that you have to make it go out the window. Another thing that I did was I mounted it to our console that we had custom made. Is basically a flat table now, and then on a little incline because the water needs to drain out. Almost 8 p.m. and the battery at 100%, and extended battery over here is at 100% as well. 0% input because it's dark, and it's using 284 watts. Supposedly this should last for 12.6 hours, but we shall see. And let's see how long it lasts. And then tomorrow, as we're driving to Kada Beach, see how long it'll take to recharge. Obviously that depends on the conditions of the weather, the angle, and all that good stuff. I'm trying to stress test it with solar alone. All right, let's see what happens. 7-Eleven mustard, spinach, pork bacon, and shimeji. I was about to say shrimp. What was that? About 500 yen. So about $3.50. Great for microwaving. That's another thing that I installed last year. One of the first things that we did was install this microwave. It's around 4:30 a.m. Yeah, slept pretty good. And as you can see, yeah, a good amount of vehicles out here. Obviously, none of them are visiting the store nor the park yet. All of these guys, all these people right here are resting. Probably try to sleep a little bit longer, and then cook up some breakfast and head on down towards Kada Beach. All right, so overnight, we used up about 40% at 7 a.m. and bringing in 97 watts. And the goal is to be at 100% in the evening once again. All right, so getting ready to hit the road towards Kada Beach. I'm going to avoid tolls. It's going to be about 6.5 hours longer. Nice little ride with my companion, Mr. Tanuki. My daughter gave this to me. It's well-endowed Tanuki. If you know what I'm talking about, please comment below. But my daughter gave this to me as a gift. She said that it reminded her of me because at home we have a Tanuki. All right, let's go. Yeah, so right now we're driving through Himeji. Here in Himeji, there's a really beautiful castle. It's definitely worth a stop if you're driving through. And shortly we'll be going through Kobe and then Osaka, and then hopefully towards Kada Beach. I've mentioned it before, but it's worth mentioning it again. One of the issues that many, especially foreigners, encounter when they're traveling, van life, RV, whatever, throughout Japan, is how to throw away your garbage, what to do with garbage. Normally what we do is we try to throw it away every single time we stop. It's always going to be cans, bottles, and at Michi-no-Eki, sometimes you will find what is called moeru gomi. Moeru gomi, which is burnable. You can just have to look for the sign. But usually at rest stops along the highways, you will find them. Please keep it small. Be considerate. Yeah, this is definitely not a nice Michi-no-Eki to spend the night. In the cities or the more crowded towns, it's not as convenient. It's preferably out in the countryside. As you can see, it's quite tight right here. Well, think I might have to just keep on going. Looks like we are entering Kobe. Look at that huge city over there. You have probably noticed that we have been following this police car for quite a while now, and his lights are flashing. And I just wanted to point out that in Japan, that does not mean that you're being pulled over. It's basically they just have their service lights on. If they're pulling you over, they'll let you know. In the 8 years that I have lived here, I have been pulled over once, and it was my fault. As a matter of fact, see this little crosswalk right here that's in front of us right there? There was someone standing. I did not see her. It was a lady in a bicycle, and I did not stop, and I got pulled over, and it was my fault. I wasn't sure what the policeman was going to do because they came up behind me, and he literally got out of his car, knocked on my window, and asked me to pull over. So just go with the flow, folks. But yeah, this flashing lights behind you does not necessarily mean that you're being pulled over, so don't worry. Right now I am in between Kobe and Osaka, and as you can see, it's still pretty much an urban area the entire way. It is about 4 p.m. Traffic is so hit and miss, but yeah, definitely a whole lot different than driving through the countryside. We are now entering Osaka City. Huge city. This is what it looks like right now in Osaka. Look at this madness. And we have about an hour left to our proposed destination. Again, one of the benefits about being in a campervan RV is that you can just pretty much stay almost anywhere. As long as you can legally park, you can stay there. So we finally exited Osaka City, and now we are heading into Wakayama. But we're about 10 minutes from the Onsen along the ocean. So let's go see. Well, after a long 6-hour plus drive, all avoiding tolls through Kobe, Osaka, the traffic, the city. But I arrived to Kada Beach in Wakayama, and right here behind me there is an Onsen hotel. I'm going to see if I can use it for the night, and then I'll be finding a spot to stay. I'm not quite sure where. There are several Michi-no-Ekis and stuff like that. I would love to stay somewhere right on the water, but I just need to find a good spot. All right, let's go ahead and see if I can use the onsen real quick. Well, unfortunately, I was not able to use this onsen because they closed to outside customers at 3. Let's see if I can make it. There's a campground 2 minutes from here. Narrow roads. Okay, so it looks like the verdict is that we're staying at this Michi-no-Eki Totopa. It's okay, let's go ahead and drive around and assess the bathroom situation. The bathrooms are right there. Yeah, so it looks like we're staying here. I asked the gentleman that works in the store if it was okay, because I was a little concerned because I don't see many larger vehicles, and then there was a sign, large vehicles, trailers, refrain from staying. So I just wanted to confirm. He said it was okay. I'm just gonna walk down here, check it out, and get some rest. So that's where all the people were at, all the vehicles that are parked. I was wondering. It's 7 p.m. and it looks like everyone is leaving now, so that should clear up the parking lot a little bit. Well, good morning, folks. Yeah, I slept quite well in there last night, despite having the 2000 Jackery Plus battery in there and the 2 solar panels. Going 3 days will not be very easy. 2 days I was able to do it. I still have enough power left to cook up some breakfast here, and most importantly, some coffee. I still need to work on additional charging capability, so I'm pretty sure I'll be working on the DC to DC charger soon. I parked over there right next to the vending machines, mainly because the restrooms are right next to it. This Michi-no-Eki is pretty cool. The only thing that is a little dated, and the doors to the restrooms are kind of wide open, so in the sink there are quite a few bugs and stuff like that. So if that's something that bothers you, just kind of keep that in mind, especially right now during the summer. Yeah, so I'm gonna cook us some breakfast and maybe find an onsen here shortly and wash up a little bit, and then head on over to the Kansai International Airport in Osaka. I like these ham and cheese burritos from 7-Eleven because they toast up really well. What we use was this little hot plate. I'm thinking about changing the coffee maker, probably something a little bit smaller and something that keeps it hot. But this is pretty much our setup. Another thing that we do is try to reduce cleaning as much as possible. So we kind of put plastic bags over our plates. Use these little containers right here, put it in the bag. Try to make it as simple and quick as possible. Don't deviate, don't think about cooking gourmet meals. That's what the microwave is for. Just support the local economy and get something from a Michi-no-Eki if possible, if not from any convenience store. But usually the Michi-no-Ekis are better, that way you support the local economy. I am on my way to the Onsen, driving through the little town here. All right, let's go check out this place. Looks like I'll be able to get some lunch after I enjoy the onsen. Let's go check this out. We have a sign for no tattoos. I do have one small one. I normally try to get away with it if I had to. Well, that lasted all but 5 minutes. So I was in the middle of showering, because when you use an onsen, I said for the most part, well, I don't know, maybe 50-50. Usually tattoos are not okay, and usually there's a sign up front they'll say if it's not okay, such as this place. And yeah, I was showering away and the guy came up to me and was like, I'm sorry, you can't have tattoos, you gotta leave. It's like, okay, fine. So I know I push the boundaries. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Japanese culture. I understand that's their thing. But kind of like I was kind of venting to my wife once. You know, I'm not a bad person. And the reason why there's no tattoos, because they're associated with Yakuza, the Japanese mafia. Normally those guys, they have a full body tattoos and stuff like that. You know, I have something that's about yay big on my shoulder. You know, one of those young, dumb army days. But again, you know, I'm not a bad person. I'm not trying to do anything wrong. I'm just trying to take a shower and enjoy. But yeah, he respectfully asked me to leave, and I left. And then as I was drying up, he approached me again and said, you know, you're only here for a couple minutes, so we'll return your money. I said, okay, thanks. But I also asked him, is like, in the future, can it be covered up? He said, no, not even if it's covered up. Because some places, they'll say, well, if you could cover it up. So it's kind of one of those things in Japan. Many times it's like, if you can't see it, no big deal. Anyway, so he escorted me all the way to the front, and they returned my money, and the two staff girls and him were all apologetic and bowing, you know, for having to tell me to leave. But anyways, it is what it is. Again, it's a little frustrating, but again, I also understand. If you have ever had this happen to you, please comment below. 8 years, first time it has ever happened. In the past, I used to cover it up, but you know, after a while, I just got tired of it. For the Japanese culture, Japanese people, I do respect your customs and traditions. And, so yeah, I'm just gonna kill some time until it's time to make it to the airport around 5 p.m. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video series here. What I'm going to do is spend a couple hours at Sena Long Park, which is right across the bay from the Osaka International Airport, which is right over there. It's actually pretty cool. They built the airport on the island, or I think they built the island or reclaimed some land and built the airport there. Anyways, pretty cool. But I think I'm gonna spend a couple hours right here. I'm gonna go just walk around here, check out this glamping area, this place where you can walk, and then there's a Starbucks over here. Not that I'm a huge Starbucks supporter. I prefer to support small local, but sometimes you you have to realize that they do have good air conditioning and reliable internet. So yeah, let's go ahead and burn some time here. Again, folks, I hopefully you enjoyed this type of content as we travel around Japan, live in the countryside of Japan, Renovated in Akiya, if that's the type of stuff that you're interested in. Hopefully you learned a few things, what to do and what not to do. My apologies if I offended anyone with trying to sneak my way into a good old onsen. But it is what it is. All right, let me go ahead and just gonna walk around a little bit, go hit Starbucks, kill a couple hours, and then go pick up my wife. All right, have a great day. Bye. So I found the campground glamping, but unfortunately it looks like it's closed. Not sure if it's ever been open for business or they're waiting, I'm not sure. But man, what a waste. What a shame, because look at these huge spots right by the ocean, and right across over there is where the airport is at. I was thinking that this would be perfect if you know, like this situation where I had to come to the airport. You could just come and spend the night the day before or something like that. But maybe I'm going to market anyways, so and then in the future hopefully they do open up, because I would really love to see this place available, because it would be really nice to be able to stay here. And you know, right across is where the mall's at, and then right down that way where Starbucks and the other restaurants are at. And a beautiful beach as well. There are people out there having a good time. So yeah, definitely let's keep an eye on this one. Okay, call me a wuss, but I'm looking at this thing and it looks quite dangerous. I mean, we did some obstacle courses in the army and all that, but I mean, I'm looking at these The monkey bars and everything over there. There's like nothing down here to catch you other than the gravel. Wow. I'm pretty sure they have a netting when they open this up, because right now it looks like it's closed. Okay, I see some of the staff folks over there, and they have all the gear where you are tied down. So it is open, but they do have all the safety gear and everything. So you are hooked up. For a minute, I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, folks, if you're looking for an adventure, definitely check this out. Again, this right over here next to everything else. Eat this guy.